Hi class, in this video we're going to do the other part of the problem, meaning we already did the calculations using Excel and then we're just going to answer the questions. Now the first question that comes up on this problem is they're asking if the table is defined as a probability distribution. Now on the previous video I actually added this because it represents the sum of P of X. And in order for us to check if a table represents a probability distribution, you have to check two main items, and that is that the sum of the probabilities is equal to 1 and every value of the probability is between 0 and 1. So you're not allowed to have negative values or a value greater than 1. In this case, every single value for the probabilities is between 0 to 1 and the sum is equal to 1. So we would just say yes, the table is a probability distribution Let me fix this one. Since the sum of P of X is equal to 1, and then all the values of the probabilities are between 0 to 1. And that's actually it. Make sure that we mention both of the given conditions. The sum of the probabilities equal to 1 represents the sum of this column. And then also that each of those values is between 0 to 1. That's actually it for A. Now on part B, we already did the calculations using Excel, and the mean of the actual probability distribution is the sum of this column, and I already copied and pasted what we did in Excel. So in this case, we're rewriting it with the formula, and in this case, the values of the mu, it's equal to 0.599. That's what came up on the sum of X and P of X. Let me double check the values, 0.599. Now, the other portion is the values of the variance. So for the variance, we have to get the column that says X squared and P of X. So in this case, we're obtaining this column, which is 0.885, minus the 0.599, but this value has to be squared. So please take a second and evaluate that. And I'm getting that this is approximately 0.526199. We can round it to 0.526. I'm just going to go to 3 decimal. And let's compare that to the answer from the table, and actually it matches. The last portion is the actual standard deviation, so that's going to be the square root of the variance. So in this case, square root of 0.52699, and this is going to give us approximately 0.7254. And let me just double check so we can compare it to what we obtained on Excel. It matches exactly. So as you're formalizing your answers, same as we did before, we're showing the variable, the formula, and then the calculations to obtain each of those. The last portion of the problem is asking for the usual interval. And on a probability distribution, your usual interval, it's basically given as, well, the mean plus or minus twice the standard deviation. So this means that we're going to have to evaluate. In this case, it's going to be mu plus or minus 2 sigma, which is equal to the 0.599 plus or minus 2 times 0.7254. Okay, so let me tell you what I'm getting on the lower bound. I'm getting negative 0.85118. The upper bound, I'm getting just above 2.0498. And in this case, well, the actual data represents babies with green eyes, so you cannot have negatives, and we're talking about integer values. So the minimum that we can have is 0 to technically 2. And then as we write it in a sentence, the usual interval using mu plus or minus 2 sigma is, and in this case we ended up with 0 to 2 babies with green eyes. That's actually it for this one. Let me check once more the calculation. Remember that all intervals are given with a sentence and then the unit and the formula. We're actually 0.599, 0.7254. Yep, that's actually it for this problem.